Hey everyone, John Ponick with the Mojave Valley Daily News, and this is your Valley Voices. Valley Voices is brought to you by Coit. Their commitment to help families as well as businesses enjoy healthier, safer environments hasn't changed since they first opened over 70 years ago, when Jeff was just a young boy.
Aha.
All right, this is our Q&A segment. Today, I'm very excited to have Lorrie Duggins. Lorrie is the Community Services Officer for the Bullhead City Police Department. Hi, Lorrie.
Hi there. Thank you, John.
Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. I think everybody out there knows when I posted yesterday that we were going to have you on, and I got a whole bunch of, oh my God, she's awesome. Lorrie does an awesome job. Nice seeing your smiling face. But we have some questions in there as well.
I'm truly humbled by this community.
Well, Lorrie is, for a long time I thought PIO, but PIO I guess is really Emily,
Emily
right?
Fromelt, yes.
So Emily takes care of all of the press releases and that kind of thing. But the person that's out in the community taking care of Shop with the Cop and the bike rodeo, and I have a whole page of things here to talk about. Events that you handle and that, but you're really the education person out in the community.
Absolutely. Working with the community in our community policing department, which we have exciting things coming up and
right
about
on.
with. So we've got a lot to talk about
All
today.
right, so let me get, we got a couple questions here I want to get to you first on. The first one is Alan McKinney, and Alan says, Lorrie, are there any laws or enforcement on all the panhandling happening at every major intersection?
Unfortunately, it is not against the law in the state of Arizona to panhandle. And Bullhead City Police Department does, however, get involved if they do break the law. So if they were to step out, impede traffic, or become disorderly, that type of thing, then we would, in fact, get involved. But panhandling itself is not illegal in our state.
Panhandling isn't a violation of the law.
No.
Anytime they would become a nuisance or break the law, then that's
we
where
would
it could
be
a
involved.
problem. Okay.
Absolutely.
And is that something that has to be done in order to make that? Do local authorities have city council or whatever? Do they have the authority to say, all right, panhandling is now against the law in Bullhead City?
Sure, they could make
They
a
can do
city
that?
ordinance. Yes, absolutely. However, they're constantly working with these people. We've formed our homeless task force within Bullhead City, and our mayor has police personnel that are assigned strictly to work with our human services director, Jeff Tipton. And we're out there constantly, and we're looking at, in addition to the people working at it now, we're looking at additional people that would be working with them, meeting with them, and talking with them about services within our city.
Get them the help that they need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than
Yeah.
criminalizing them.
Yeah, and hoping these people want a hand up and not just a handout.
Excellent. Very well put. He also says, do you know the date of the next community collection of residential hazardous chemicals? It says the next one is May 1st. Is that right?
Yeah, our
Somebody
fire
posted that?
marshal, Barbie Skeen, she's in charge of working with the different, it's a huge cooperative, and I posted that actual flyer. There's an event on Facebook that can give them additional information about what they will accept, what hours, the location, and everything, so that they can find the full parameters on that.
Okay. This one might be a little. Patty Spangler asks, does the Bullhead City PD also patrol Fort Mojave?
And the initial answer to that is no. However,
And that's what you would think. No.
But I think it's a good question because we have an interagency agreement with all the surrounding agencies. And if there is any type of occurrence going on there that overwhelms their resources, or they just initially need help in the initial response of it, we have an interagency agreement, and we do go out there. We do have our magnet officers, Mojave Area General Narcotics Enforcement Team. That's a mouthful.
You know what? I'm impressed that you got all of the parts of the acronym.
So they do work in Fort Mojave. So we do have some officers that are undercover out there working throughout, not just, you would think narcotics, but they also work on human trafficking and different undercover things like that might be occurring in that area. So even though you won't see a marked Bullhead City police officer, the officers do go out there and work. Our state gang task force also, we have 2 members of the GITM and the Gang Intelligence Immigration Enforcement Team Enforcement Mission. There we go.
I'm so impressed right now.
So that is our officers work throughout the state, so they could be out there in Fort Mojave also enforcing.
That's great. I think that answers the ones that we have in there so far. So let's talk about some of the other things that you have going on, including the most immediate thing. Probably one of my favorite events Shop at the Cop is right there as well. But this is an awesome event. We're talking, of course, about the bike rodeo coming up in a little bit over a week.
We've got it. Yeah, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, April 10th. We're going to be in a new location in the Walmart parking lot that I'm very excited about, in front of the garden area, between the garden area and where Wiener Schnitzel is currently located. We're going to have a part of that parking lot cordoned off there, right along Mojave Drive. And we are going to be having a bigger area for people to come and interact with the police officers and the fire department on hand. Every child who comes to the bike rodeo gets a free bike helmet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that wonderful? Warm Sea, Western Arizona Regional Medical Center provided all the bike helmets, and they print 6,500 color flyers in partnership with City Graphics here locally. And I have spent the last 2 days driving because there's nothing like this in the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So we were over in Laughlin, making sure that when the Laughlin schools are back in session next week, that they get their flyer also. And Needles, when they come back in next week, will get their flyers. And all TOPOC.
All the schools.
Yeah, Desert Star Academy, Young Scholars, all the Bullhead Elementary, Mojave Accelerated, everywhere. We try to cover all of the child care centers, the Head Starts, the libraries. So if you're homeschooled, we're trying to reach out to those homeschooled children. So we're really trying to cover and get people out there to encourage wearing a helmet.
So is this something that you have to pre-register for or anything?
No, we have just the registration that occurs that day. If children have a bike and they bring it out, we safety check it. Well, not we. Our Bullhead Citizens Emergency Response Team has parts provided by the Bullhead City Morning Kiwanis Club. They pay for the parts, and Lorrie shops parts. I know all about bike parts too. So we get a lot of parts on hand and try to have what we need to fix up any of the children's bikes that show up. If their bike has a flat tire, a broken chain, maybe the pedal's broken, so that they can ride the safety course with their bike. We register the bike free of charge. And the concept of registering bikes, people go, oh, you don't need to register my bike. It's only worth about maybe $25 tops, But here's the thing. A lot of the criminal element will pick that bike up, ride it to go out and do their criminal activity. And when an officer sees this frequent flyer through our police department, he will stop them. And if he runs that bike and it returns stolen in the crime computer, then in the National Crime Computer, then we have enforcement potential. Everything on their person, we get to search them because we're now arresting them for possession of stolen property. You get your bicycle back, we get to actually
criminal off the street.
Yeah, we get to actually have more enforcement potential.
Right. So if you just if you saw me as a frequent guest of the city and I'm going down the street on this bike and it's not registered and I tell you it's mine, you have no way of proving that it's not.
Right. You need to know your serial number. And when we register them, we have a 2-part form. We enter that information in our computer system at Bullhead City Police, and we give you a copy of the form. So say you lost that form and you said, well, I was out at the bicycle safety rodeo and they took down my serial number. They would look for your name in the computer and they would actually be able to go, oh, was it your blue Huffy Rocket? And you're like, yeah, that's the bike. And then we would have the serial number there.
I miss my blue Huffy Rocket.
I knew you had a Huffy.
I did have a Huffy.
I was sponsored by Schwinn back when I raced BMX.
Yeah?
We used to laugh at you Huffy guys.
Well, Jeff, don't come out and look at the bikes we're giving away because a lot of them are Huffies.
Hey, they're not racing them though.
They're not racing
Okay.
them. And there's some pretty nice
Pretty
bikes.
nice ones, absolutely.
All right,
yeah.
so that's next Saturday,
Yes,
9 to 12.
Yeah, they're going to get a free bike helmet. They're going to get their bike safety checked, their bike registered. If they don't have a bike, we have loaner bikes on hand that the kids can still ride the safety
Practice
course
doing the safety
with the
thing.
police officers. And then at the end, they get a chance to win free bikes that we're giving
Whoa.
away. Yeah. Walmart
Huffies?
is...
Huffy bikes?
Well, yes, definitely some Huffies.
John will be there.
There
I will
you
be
go.
there. I miss my
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah. So Walmart provided a couple bikes in Bullhead City. The BHHS Legacy Foundation provided more bikes. So we're going to have a lot of bikes to give away
Man,
that
you
day.
just got all the stars. The Bullhead Morning Kiwanis Club, Walmart, the Legacy Foundation,
Right?
the Police Department.
Let me throw another person out
Okay.
there that's doing something amazing for us. Our Bullhead City Wiener Schnitzel. I contacted Richard and he said, I want to give every child a certificate of appreciation for their work towards being safer and encourage them to wear a helmet, and they'll get a free corn dog with the certificate.
John, you can't take advantage
Now
of
are you in?
that. John, you're out.
I get a Huffy
He's-
and a
he-
corn dog?
no,
I
'cause-
am so there.
He's on a strict diet.
Not
No
anymore.
corn. Oh, wait.
I won the challenge.
Oh, okay.
That's
My bad.
all.
Let's go have some hot dogs. then.
Challenge
All
is
right.
done. So
Challenge
that's
is
our
over.
bike safety rodeo.
You know what,
We're
that's
going to
good.
have a lot of partners out there that will be educating the parents, like child and family child care resource and referral,
Okay.
and the Families First type program that they have. They're going to be providing information what they can do for families free of charge here in our community. And we're going to have like Arizona Youth Partnership and of course our mapped Mojave Area Partnership promoting educated decisions.
The queen of acronyms.
Acronyms. Everybody uses an acronym
That's right.
nowadays,
That's
right? I like people to know what all that means.
That's it's a phenomenal program, and the fact that it's from head to toe, your helmet, the safety part, to the how to avoid all these things. I mean, it's a great program, and you got some fantastic partners in there, and of course we appreciate the police department as well. We have to take a quick break. We're going to show a commercial. It's our sponsor, and then we got I don't know, 25 more events to go through.
Oh, at least.
Okay, well, we got a few events to go through, so, and we have a question here, so we'll talk about that when we get back after this.
When Lou Kern opened Coit in 1950, times were certainly different. While things have changed, one thing hasn't. Our commitment to help families, as well as businesses, enjoy healthier, safer environments. Our independently certified technicians clean, protect, and preserve carpets, upholstery, hardwood floors, natural stone surfaces, air ducts, tile and grout, and more. Here's to the next 70 years.
All right, and we are back. Thank you to Coit for being our sponsor. Moving on, number 2 on my list. Well, let's answer this question real quick, Lorrie. Do you know Chris and Josie Gossett, what was going on at the Laughlin Bridge last night? Do you know, or is that an Emily thing?
That's an Emily thing.
Okay.
I just wasn't around the station much to hear. I was out delivering bike rodeo flyers.
Jeff is the one that should. Did you? Hear
I
anything?
know a little bit. I know it was road work. It wasn't an accident like
Okay.
people thought.
Okay.
All right.
It definitely was some road work that they were doing out there, and that's all I know.
Okay. There, I hope that answered it. All right, number 2 on the list, prescription drug drop-off. I was reading about this today, and it's prescription drugs.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
It's prescription drugs.
I like that.
After that, no syringes, don't drop off that bag of weed that you found, any of those kinds of things.
That's
Is
legal
that
now.
Yeah, I know.
John's okay. I know that.
Okay. Yeah. I
So
knew
why
that.
would you take it in? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't condone
Take it back.
All right. It could have been their medical marijuana.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Person
So what
passed
we're
and-
going to do is we're going to participate in the National DEA Drug Prescription Take Back Day.
Great.
Okay? And what that is on Saturday, April 24th. will be in front of the police department from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I really need my community to support me on this. It's a challenge between Kingman and Lake Havasu.
Really?
Yeah, we're trying to see who gets the most taken back that day.
Wow.
So hopefully, if you guys got a bunch in your closet, we really want you to bring them out,
She looked at you, John, when she said that.
to make sure that this isn't going back in our water supply.
Yeah.
Anytime you put it with kitty litter or coffee grounds and you put it in the trash can, eventually that percolates right back into the water supply, especially if you flush it down the toilet. And it's not good for our sewer system here in Bullhead City.
Yeah.
So we're really encouraging people to bring those out. Any unwanted, unused, expired medication, regardless if it's something you think that, well, this is just vitamins. We don't want those vitamins back in our water supply. At Bullhead City Police Department, we incinerate the pills, okay? We'll also take any type of liquid because we have, that day, we have doTERRA bags. And a doTERRA bag will actually have some that we can give out. They're very expensive, but what they do, if you had like liquid morphine or cough syrup with codeine or any type of liquid like that, we're going to pour it into this Ziploc bag. And it has a special substance in it that we mix with warm water, and then we zip it, and it becomes biodegradable, and it instantly deactivates the drugs that we put in there. And then it becomes just something we can throw in the trash can. So people can bring out their liquids this year. And if they have sharps and they're looking for a place to dispose them in the community, D-Flat Pharmacy as a community partner has agreed to take those. We can't take them at the prescription take-back day, but they can just drop them off at D-Flat Pharmacy.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous to bring that down to the police department with all the things that you guys are trying to do down there. So D-Flat Pharmacy, if you don't know, is right here on Highway 95 at Colorado Place. They're in the lower level, probably right about the middle of the building.
Yeah, right there next to Sabai Thai.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't eat Thai food.
You don't eat Thai food?
do not
I
eat
do,
Thai
and they
food.
have an amazing Thai food. So.
All right.
Yes, so
Good.
make sure that people bring their drugs and drop them off at the police department. In addition to the actual take-back day, any day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., people can dispose of their unwanted, unused, expired medications.
I got
at
a
the
question.
Police department. Okay.
You never know.
Yeah.
Somebody might have an illegal drug, and that's okay to bring in as well? Anything illegal or no? Because people are probably wanting to dispose of their illegal drugs. They
Well,
might be
Illegal drugs.
illegal
I'll
drugs.
have officers on scene.
They might get arrested.
And it's going to be found property when they turn it in.
There you
That's
go.
what
So,
we're gonna. That's
so
what
if you
we're
were
gonna
thinking
do.
about turning
found property,
Found
you
property.
found this property and you need to turn this in.
okay, that's different.
And then I'll have the guys take it.
Gotcha.
Right, because
Perfect.
You
Then
do,
we
not,
clear.
you do not want to be scared and go, well, I don't want to take this and turn it in. I think I'll just flush it down the toilet.
No, don't
Yeah.
do that. We know. Don't
No,
do that.
so-
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That answered the
absolutely.
question. Good.
But we will take your prescription drugs anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the biggest reason I really want people to get out and dispose of their drugs is the majority of drugs that are abused, not the majority. Many people start their addiction with taking from
Prescription
other
drugs.
people's medicine cabinets.
Yeah.
You know.
And we know that in like the hospice industry, there are patients that pass away and their liquid morphine or their pain medication, whatever is left there, and leaving it locked up in the medicine cabinet is a dangerous thing. So
Yeah, we don't want them doing that. And if they do need to get rid of that, I'd love for them to reach out to me, and I'll meet them in the police department lobby, and we'll dispose of that for them in those doTERRA bags, or provide them with doTERRA bags so they can dispose of them.
good. All right. Next up, Shop with the Cop. How many years have you guys been doing Shop with the Cop? Do you know?
Well,
Forever?
forever.
Right.
It's been around as long as Bullhead City Police, even before
Yeah.
the year before they started. So what? We were incorporated in '84.
Yes.
And our police
84.
department started in '85, so we're 26 years into this now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I was.
No,
I,
no,
that,
36.
36 years into it now?
36 years,
Okay, yeah. It was right away. Carrie Connor was one of the, and she's our bike rodeo namesake.
Oh.
She was one of the founding police people there at Bullhead City Police Department, and they got together. Chief Rodney Head was one of the founding people, and we've been doing Shop with a Cop for as long as I can remember. I've been at the department, it'll be 28 years in May. Oh.
Right out of high
That's a
school.
long
Lifer. We
time.
call them lifers.
Right? Yeah.
Lifers.
And no end in sight. Hallelujah.
Oh, come on. Someday.
So, right, someday I'll get a retirement out of this. Yeah. So, but it's really a passion of our officers. They enjoy that positive interaction. What we do for people who may not know at Bullhead City Police Department, in the past, before COVID, we started the morning with breakfast at the Elks Lodge. And then we put the children into the police cars with the officers, and they rode to Walmart, and each child was given a $100 gift card to spend on anything they wanted. They could spend it on toys, candy, clothes. A lot of them buy jackets, warm jackets, new shoes. So they get that $100, and that officer helps them spend that $100, okay? And it is an amazing morning. We have Santa on scene that gives out a duffel bag full of generous gifts from our community. And we also have gift wrapping if it's a gift like for their mom or dad, or they just want to wait till Christmas morning to open it. And so it's gift wrapped by our milk volunteers, who's also elves. And we have the Boy Scouts help us and the ROTC. But it's not just shopping with a cop. There are dispatchers in uniform. Our animal care and welfare officers get out there. We have other agencies that join us. Mojave County Search and Rescue has been a longtime partner. Mojave County Sheriff's comes out. So we take 115 to 125 kids on the first Saturday in December at the Bullhead City Walmart. And it is an amazing morning. This year, we were blessed to be able to go forth with it. We came together with an ops
Yeah, we
plan.
really thought that there was just not going to happen.
Right.
This year. Yeah.
But our president at that time is now our emergency manager. Our president of Shop of the Cop, our emergency manager, Andrew, he's now Lieutenant Andrew Saviano.
Another good guy.
Yes, amazing. He put together an entire ops plan for it. He put maps. He showed exactly how he was going to ensure the safety of every single participant, the officers and the children. So what he did was he operated it like he did his COVID testing, where the parents drove in, the child was taken out of the car and was contacted immediately by medical personnel from our community that volunteered their time to safety check them to make sure that they weren't ill or had not had recent exposure, and gave them sanitizer for their hands and everything, and made sure they had their mask on, and they were immediately paired with the officers and put into the patrol cars.
That's amazing.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
awesome.
so then at Walmart, the parents waited outside this year. Usually we have a waiting area inside where the parents can enjoy pastry, and a little coffee or something like that Walmart provides. But this year they had to wait in the parking lot. The kids received prepackaged breakfast, so they were still able to get some food. And it's always Wiener Schnitzel again jumps right in there and gives them their lunch too, so they
you
get a
see-
free certificate.
If you see Lorrie Duggins walking into your office, she wants something, and you are powerless to turn her down.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
She's good.
not true. You are not powerless. If you can give, we appreciate it, and we use it in the manner you donate it. So we make sure that we honor the donations we receive, and we are so blessed to receive so many.
And the events are just so important. So that's the key. You're not throwing a party, you're helping the kids, and then you're teaching them bike safety, and you're getting drugs off the streets, and you're doing all these other things. So
Absolutely.
that's really the key. There's a lot of people in this community that love to help on those things. So
We just had an amazing event for Shop with a Cop. The Bullhead City Mojave Valley Association of Realtors hosted a bingo for us.
Oh, yeah?
And we had a blast. Our new president, Corporal Brian Moran and Officer Rashawn Walters. They came out and they called the numbers for the bingo, and they
boy.
did a wonderful job.
Really?
And Terry Sponder mentored them and made sure she kept them on the path.
She's a good teacher.
And
so
Kathy Ritterhouse, she made corned beef for our St. Patrick's bingo. And Coit, your sponsor, provided beverages for us for the evening to make it a very fun evening. And everybody just had a blast. And we had so many prizes donated by this generous community.
Yeah, all of these people that she's mentioning, Legacy and Coit and the Kiwanis clubs and all these people, Wiener Schnitzel, go out and frequent these people because they're taking that money that you're spending here locally and they're turning around and using it to support these organizations and worthy events and those kinds of things. So,
Absolutely. So our Shop of the Cop, we fundraise all year long. We've got a kayak fundraiser coming up in May, and we're partnering with Desert River Kayak. And we have a wonderful day out there. We launch early on Sunday morning, usually just we try to pick a day with lower river traffic so that we can all enjoy, and we give them a sack lunch, and we all kayak together. And they can find us at Bullhead City Shop with a Cop on Facebook if they're interested in any of these activities we're going to host.
Check it out and help donate. I'm just going to, we only got a couple minutes left here, so I'm going to rip through some of the other events that you
I love it.
that you are that you take care of. Every year, theft prevention and awareness events.
Absolutely. We etch VINs on vehicles, and it's all free to the public. And what that does is the glass is a valuable part of your car. And it makes your car, when a car thief walks up, you don't even notice that etching on it, but they notice it, and they're like, never mind.
I'm out.
VIN numbers on all the windows.
I think you just had the Red Ribbon Week coloring contest.
We did. We usually do the walk away from drugs, but we had to shake it up because of COVID.
Yeah.
So we had well over 100 entries of coloring sheets, and we were able to give the Mapped Coalition gave us a $50 gift card to give the winner, and it was very fun.
That's very cool. So that's another time that you're going around all the schools and handing out these
Yes,
contests.
yeah, the coloring sheets, yeah.
You mentioned National Night Out. Are we gonna be able to have that again this year?
Absolutely. The first Wednesday in October. We celebrate in October because it's just
Cooler.
a little too warm.
Yes,
We
thank
used
you.
to in August, but holy mackerel, that was brutal.
Walk away from drugs. You said that Red
That's
Ribbon
going to
Week.
be during Red Ribbon Week. So October, I think the 24th, it's a Wednesday night during Red Ribbon Week.
I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm missing, but the last one I have on here is Police and Citizens Together.
It was canceled this year. We have an amazing program behind the scenes at Bullhead City Police. You literally get to do hands-on. When it's your forensics night, you're checking out how to read blood spatter, and you're making blood spatter, and you're figuring out, you're going through what it takes to lift a fingerprint, because it looks so easy on TV. Come on, everybody.
Yeah,
All
right.
that's easy peasy, and the crime solved in 1 hour. But in real life, it's a little bit different. And so we get you hands-on and show you exactly how messy that fingerprint dust is. And it's the gift that just keeps on giving. And then we take you out to the range. You shoot our handgun, our long gun. We bring our bomb team out. We blow some stuff up for you. And then
I'm in.
You just caught John's attention.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
we really have a lot of hands-on fun. And we couldn't do the hands-on with COVID. So it would have been classroom boring. And there are some boring parts. But our gang unit comes out and teaches you exactly what they're doing for you in Bullhead City. When you think, there's no gangs in Bullhead, or you see a little bit of graffiti, what does that mean to our gang unit? And they explain to you exactly what they're doing constantly here. And it's just a constant, how we track sex offenders, how you can find out about the sex offenders and be aware of this type of thing. It's every night is something different. It's a 9-month program. We accept applications in November. The program runs January through September. We do an amazing graduation that's fun, that we invite your friends and family to. And people who have done the program said that It was a very, very fun experience.
Yeah,
So
I've s-
hopefully, if you're interested in applying, you can contact me this November, and I'll get you an application.
All right, so this year it's off, but we think next year you'll be fine for
I'm
that.
thinking we're
I-
looking good.
I haven't taken the class, but I've spoken with people, Terry Sponder, who has taken the class, and yeah, nothing but good things to say about it. So,
Right.
So that's awesome to hear. All right, Jeff, you got anything in YouTube?
Yeah, well, we have one question in here. We have a question. Somebody said, let's see, it was about the county prosecutor. What's
Yeah.
wrong with them not using the free resource of the sexual predator or Arizona predator prevention?
Arizona Predator Prevention.
I'm not. Can you read it one more time?
Sure.
Jeff? I'm
They
sorry.
help to expose sexual predators, and they want to know, the cops want nothing to do with them, and they want to know why.
I can't.
It's a free resource, they said. I don't quite understand
Well,
either.
we have a free registry that you can I can email you information how we track.
Okay.
And we do notify, and we do post on azsexoffenders.com. So
Okay.
It is something that locals can look at from time to time and see the number of actual registered. And we put that information out because we believe an educated public is
Of
a
course.
safer public.
Of course.
That we're not putting it out there to ostracize or make people target these people. It's just to make them safer. And Jeff, just by the way, you were 100% right. We were providing traffic control at the bridge for the construction.
Oh,
You got a
somebody
text, didn't
texted it in. All right, so
Pretty good for my old age, I say.
if somebody in our community wanted to get involved in doing everything they could to help prevent the trafficking and all that, what would you suggest? Is there anything on the local level they can do, or do they go to one of these national?
I really would like to see people get involved. If you see something, say something. Call the police department, call our narcotics line. If you're interested in how to report anything from graffiti, our neighborhood watch guide, I have it in the lobby, available free for pickup, or I can email you a PDF of that. And it is very in-depth with all the different hotlines, and that you can text 911, you can call 911, you can call our 763-1999 number. That's the same number answered by our 911 dispatchers. And because texting to 911 is new, let's talk about the limitations on that.
Sure.
Okay? When you text 911, it does not give as good a location as if you call 911. Even from a cell phone, if you call 911, we get a better pinpoint on your location, even though it's still vague. We need to know where you're calling from. And when you text to 911, you cannot send pictures, you cannot send a voice clip, you cannot send anything but word texting, okay? So there are some limitations to that. If you can call 911, please call 911. Do not text. And if you're calling from your cell phone, the first thing you should say is, I'm in Bullhead City. I'm reporting a motor vehicle accident. I'm in Bullhead City, a structure fire, or there's a house on fire. Tell us where you're at and what you're reporting, because if you're not with the right communication center, we have antennas. You think of them as mobile cell towers. I'm old school. It looks like an antenna to me. So whatever cell tower your phone sees, it doesn't matter who your provider is. That's the communication center that you're going to be routed to. So you could go to Boulder City, you could go to Las Vegas, you could go to San Bernardino. So make sure that you say, I'm in Bullhead City, so they can put you through to our communication center.
All right, Laura Jane, before her head explodes, we have about this much for comments, and as people put more comments in there, yours scrolls away and I can't read it, but I caught it before it scrolled away, and Chris Gossett added their comment. We couldn't read it, so now we read it, and what the question is why don't the prosecutors work with the police department? I don't know that's something that...
We work very closely together.
I'm sorry, not with the police department,
Oh.
with the task force.
With the Arizona Predator Prevention
Yeah.
people. That's a Facebook
Okay.
group, and they created that. And what they do is they try to expose predators on their own. And I believe that the police department would only work with a professional company that would be legitly
Yeah. Well, it's
doing that, not a
Yeah.
Facebook
It's not
group.
gonna be.
You know what I mean?
And Cheek's not going to answer for the prosecutors. You would
right.
have to direct that.
You'd have to ask
I
that,
would
yeah.
welcome you to email me with, and I could get your concerns to whoever it needed to go to.
You want to give them your
My
email?
email
yeah.
is my first initial, Lorrie, for L Duggins, Duggins, at bullheadcityaz.gov.
Perfect.
All right.
I think we straightened it out,
I think
John.
we're good. Is there anything else on there?
No,
The window is so small that if somebody asks a question and somebody comments right away, it's gone for us.
Yeah, it goes quick, I
can't,
know.
And old memory and can't retain things very long. I'm lucky I make it home every day.
Jeff, maybe you could put my email in the comments
Sure.
down there.
I will.
L Duggins at bullheadcityaz.gov, and my cell phone 928-715-0222.
Okay, I'm not going to put your phone number because you probably get a bunch of calls.
I don't
We'll put your
care. That's
email
fine.
in.
You can put it.
You guys heard it. You have it live on the
Yeah,
audio.
there you go.
And I did
Lori,
put
thank
your
you so
email.
much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Always a
it.
pleasure, John.
Remember, this is brought to you by Coit. Independently certified technicians clean, protect, and preserve carpets, upholstery, floors, natural stone surfaces, air ducts, tile and grout, and more. Call them today for more information or to book an appointment at 928-704-9100.
We did not answer one question. Do we have 2 seconds?
Fire away.
Okay, we have 72 sworn officers at Bullhead City Police Department currently, and we have 120 employees. We have a lot of civilian employees. I say the number of employees because we have civilian investigators doing actual officers like investigations for them that they can do, any of the work that they can do for them. We have booking officers, transport officers. We have cold report takers, so
You got
civilians.
all the people up at the 911 center. are
Yeah,
civilians,
yeah.
right?
So we have civilians doing a lot of sworn work at Bullhead City Police Department. So in addition to those 72 actual sworn officers.
I don't know if you knew this, but I spent a shift in your 911 center. Those ladies and gentlemen up there are like Superman and Superwomen.
They
it is
are.
insane that she's typing.
You talk
something in
about a
over here.
multitasker.
Oh my,
Right?
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's got like 8 monitors
Uh-huh.
and she's answering my question and she's typing here and then she hears somebody over here needs help and she's typing in the information while she's talking to me.
And
I'm
on the
like,
phone.
crazy.
I did 15 years on the Hill up there at our 911 center. And I got to tell you, people go, do you miss it? I miss the people, but I get to work so closely with them.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed in this position.
It's an awesome, and you're awesome in what you do for our community, and all the different events are just huge for our community. So thank you for that.
Thank
you
you.
for coming in. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow morning, 7:30 for the Daily Dose.
TGIF.